At the very beginning, let's clear up one of the most painful misunderstandings men carry in modern dating, because today's message, "she pulls away not because you did too little, but too much," goes directly against what most men instinctively believe. When a woman starts pulling away, going quiet, replying slower, or losing emotional warmth, the first thought most men have is, "I didn't do enough. I should have tried harder. I should have shown more interest." So they increase effort, more texts, more reassurance, more checking in, more explaining, and without realizing it, they accelerate the very outcome they're trying to prevent. The truth is uncomfortable, but necessary to hear. Many women don't pull away because you failed to show interest. They pull away because the connection became emotionally crowded. When you give too much too fast, you remove space. And space is where attraction breathes. In the early and middle stages of attraction, a woman isn't looking for proof that you care. She's watching how you regulate yourself. She's sensing whether your interest comes from confidence or from fear of losing her. When effort is calm, measured, and grounded, it feels safe and attractive. When effort becomes excessive, constant, or emotionally loaded, it begins to feel heavy. And women are extremely sensitive to emotional weight, even when they can't logically explain it. This is where most men get it wrong. They think consistency equals attraction, but consistency without restraint turns into emotional pressure. Think about how attraction actually works. Desire isn't created by availability alone, it's created by a balance between presence and independence. When a woman feels that you are always there, always waiting, always adjusting your energy to match hers, she subconsciously registers that your emotional center has shifted away from yourself and onto her. That shift changes the dynamic. You may not say it out loud, but your behavior starts communicating. My emotional stability depends on how you respond to me. And that message, even when wrapped in kindness, slowly dissolves attraction. When a woman pulls away after you've been doing everything right, what she's actually responding to is not your effort, but the emotional tone behind it. Overtexting isn't the problem, it's why you're texting. Being attentive isn't the issue, it's whether that attention is coming from abundance or anxiety. Women are wired to read emotional subtext. They notice when your messages carry expectation, when your kindness feels like investment with a hoped-for return, when your presence feels less like choice and more like need. And once that energy is felt, her nervous system reacts by creating distance. Not to punish you, not to manipulate you, but to restore emotional balance. Pulling away becomes her subconscious way of breathing again. This is why men often feel blindsided. From their perspective, they were loyal, consistent, caring. From her perspective, the connection started to feel like something she was responsible for managing. And responsibility kills desire. Attraction thrives when interest flows freely, not when it feels like something that must be maintained. The more you overextend, the more she begins to feel like the emotional gatekeeper. She becomes the one deciding when you get access, reassurance, or closeness. And the moment she senses that power imbalance, something subtle shifts inside her. Respect doesn't vanish overnight, but polarity does. The relationship stops feeling like two independent people choosing each other, and starts feeling like one person leaning while the other braces. That's when she pulls back. Another key reason women pull away when you do too much is that it removes mystery. Mystery doesn't mean secrecy or manipulation, it means depth that unfolds over time. When you reveal everything, explain everything, and make your emotional availability constant, there's nothing left for her to lean into. Her mind has nothing to engage with. Attraction is not just emotional, it's cognitive. It lives in anticipation. When anticipation disappears, interest dulls. And this is where men confuse emotional maturity with emotional exposure. Emotional maturity is knowing what to share and when. Emotional overexposure is sharing everything immediately to create closeness. One builds attraction, the other overwhelms it. When she pulls away, most men panic because they misinterpret the signal. They think distance means danger, so they chase the distance. But distance is not the enemy, imbalance is. The correct response is not more effort, but recalibration. The moment you notice her energy drop, your job is not to fix it, it's to stabilize yourself. Pull your focus back to your life, your purpose, your routines, your body, your friendships. When you stop trying to manage her emotions, you restore your own center, and that shift is felt immediately. Here's the paradox most men never understand. The more you try to secure attraction, the less secure it becomes. The more you trust yourself to remain grounded regardless of outcome, the safer attraction feels to her. When you stop overgiving, stop over-explaining, and stop over-investing, her nervous system relaxes. She no longer feels like she has to pull away to breathe. If attraction is still there, she will slowly lean back in. Not because you chased her, but because you stopped chasing validation. And if she doesn't lean back in, that's not a failure, it's information. It tells you the connection was being held together by your effort alone. The goal was never to hold someone in place with energy. The goal is mutual movement. The biggest mistake men make is believing that love and attraction are earned through sacrifice. That if they just give enough, prove enough, stay consistent enough, the woman will eventually feel safe choosing them. But attraction doesn't grow under pressure. It grows under freedom. A woman chooses you most willingly when she feels that your interest is a gift, not a dependency. When you stop doing too much, you don't become distant. You become centered. You don't withdraw affection, you withdraw excess. You allow space for her to meet you emotionally instead of drowning the space with effort. And that's when something powerful happens. Either she steps forward because attraction was there but suffocated, or she fades because attraction was never mutual. Both outcomes protect yourself. So if a woman pulled away after you gave her your time, attention, and consistency, don't assume you failed. Ask a deeper question. Did I give from confidence, or from fear? Because women don't pull away from men who value themselves. They pull away from dynamics that feel emotionally heavy, and the moment you stop carrying the entire emotional load, you give attraction the one thing it needs to survive: room to breathe.